State Explained. Michigan. Michigan is the 26th state to join the U.S. It is the 11th in size and 10th most populated. It is the largest state east of the Mississippi. The second longest coastline of any state and the most of freshwater coast, and the only state that goes across two different land masses. Michigan is a French translation of a Native American word that means big lake or water, which leads into the fact that Michigan is the Great Lakes state, named after the Great Lakes of North America. Michigan, Huron, Erie, Superior, and the only lake that doesn't border Michigan, Ontario. There's also technically tiny little heart-shaped Lake St. Clair, but that doesn't count. It's also called the Wolverine State because Wolverines used to live in Michigan. Capital is Lansing, for no real good reason. The largest city and one of the most famous cities in the US is Detroit, or its original French, Detroit. Other notable cities include Sturgis, Kalamazoo, Battle Creek, Coldwater, Ann Arbor, Grand Rapids, Dearborn, Flint, Benton Harbor, Holland, Bay City, Gaylord, and Mackinac. Michigan's the epicenter of all Midwestern stereotypes. Michigan stereotypes include cold weather, so much that the Lower Peninsula is a midden. History of American industry, declining industry, deer hunting, coney dogs, Dutch people, German people, sports. Mackinac Island, it's not Mackinac. It's this tiny little island that's very pretty and has really good fudge, but it's also a massive tourist trap. And like a lot of businesses are either headquarters or founded in Michigan. Like a lot of companies. Some you've heard of, some you might have to be from Michigan to know about. You may have noticed I've only been talking about the midden down here, because there's a massive regional divide in Michigan, Northern Peninsula and Lower Peninsula. The Upper Peninsula, or UP, looks more like a shark, and was famously won by Michigan during the Ohio-Michigan War for Toledo. The two peninsulas are only connected by the Mackinac Bridge, and are very different. They refer to people of the Lower Peninsula as trolls because they're below the Mackinac Bridge. They refer to themselves as Yoopers. They are mostly Finnish and surprisingly Cornish. The Cornish, or Canovi, are people from Cornwall and Devon, England. They are a Celtic group who are stereotyped to be farmers and talk like pirates. Stereotypes of the Upper Peninsula include dark, snowy forest, Midwestern accent, and deer hunting. There is some animosity between the two peninsulas because the UP wants to be more like Wisconsin or its own thing, but in reality there isn't a lot of it because there just aren't that many people who live in the UP, and those who do rarely come down. Other facts about Michigan include it at one point was part of New France, today Quebec. The Edmunds Fitzgerald famously sunk and all the crew mysteriously disappeared in Lake Superior. Michigan was the first state to outlaw the death penalty. The Ambassador Bridge between Detroit and Windsor, Ontario is the most cross-Canadian border legally. Michigan and Ohio absolutely hate each other. Like everywhere in the US except for Alaska and some parts of the South, the second largest ethnic group after Europeans are Latin Americans. But the third largest ethnic group is actually Middle Easterners, mostly around the east of the state. Dearborn has the largest mosque in the US. The Middle Easterners in question are mostly non-specific Arabs, Lebanese, and surprisingly a lot of Assyrians. And no, Assyrians are not the same thing as Syrians. Politically, Michigan is very center-left, but will sometimes go right. It's a little more conservative in the UP, though. There has never been a president from Michigan, but as every Michigan teacher will tell you, Gerald Ford was raised in Michigan, despite being born in Nebraska. Just like how everyone says Tim Allen was raised in Michigan, despite being born in Denver, Colorado. Actual people born in Michigan who are famous include Vern Troyer, Taylor Lautner, Sam Raimi, Matthew Lillard, J.K. Simmons, me, the Kellogg brothers, yes, the cereal guys, Tom Selleck, Kid Rock, Eminem, and Christopher Knight. Notable media set in Michigan include the Michigan Schiller series, which is a spin-off of Christopher Knight's other work, American Chillers, which are horror stories similar to Goosebump. The Evil Dead franchise, the RoboCop franchise, The House with the Clock in the Wall, The Polar Express begins in Grand Rapids, The Crow, Road to Wellville about the Kellogg brothers, and The Loud House. But what do you guys think? You like Michigan? Plan on visiting? You from there? Did I leave anything interesting out about my home state? Let me know in the comments below.